Imagine this. You're a trained soldier armed with a machine gun, and your enemy? A giant, flightless bird. This isn't a joke. This is real history. In 1932, the Australian military waged a war against a horde of emus and lost. This is the unbelievable story of the Great Emu War, a battle so bizarre it sounds like satire, but it really happened, and the birds won. The year is 1932. Australia is still recovering from the Great Depression. In Western Australia, thousands of farmers are struggling to grow wheat, but there's another problem. Tens of thousands of emus, large, fast, and destructive, begin migrating from inland Australia to the coast. They trample fences, ruin crops, and leave devastation in their path. Desperate, the farmers beg the government for help, and the government responds with soldiers. The Minister of Defense sends a small military unit armed with Lewis machine guns and 10,000 rounds of ammunition, led by Major GPW Meredith. The mission is clear: control the emu population. What followed was pure chaos. The emus were fast. They moved in unpredictable groups, and they didn't exactly stand still when being shot at. The soldiers found themselves outmaneuvered by birds. On the first day, they fire hundreds of bullets and kill barely a handful. Hoping for better luck, they mounted guns on trucks, but the terrain was too rough. The trucks bounced. The gunners missed. Meanwhile, the emus split into smaller groups, impossible to track or corner. Major Meredith famously said, "If we had a military division with the bullet-carrying capacity of these birds, it would face any army in the world." After just a few days, the soldiers had fired over 2,500 rounds and killed only about 200 emus. That's over 12 bullets per bird. The press had a field day. The military was humiliated, and the operation was shut down. The emus? They won. They continued to ravage crops for years. The government eventually resorted to bounty systems and better fencing, more effective, less embarrassing. But the Great Emu War became a national legend. It wasn't just a tactical failure. It was a reminder that nature doesn't always play by our rules. And sometimes you lose to birds. The Emu War is funny, absurd, even, but it also highlights the desperation of struggling farmers, the challenges of rural life, and the unpredictability of wildlife. It's a cautionary tale. Overconfidence, even with guns, doesn't guarantee victory, especially when your enemy is smarter and faster than you expect. Backhand Index pointing right like stories that sound too weird to be true. Subscribe to Curious History and uncover forgotten, unbelievable moments that shaped our world.